Next news, breaking news.
President Trump just scrapped his entire weekend at Bedminster and raced straight back to the White House on Air Force One, Marine One, touchdown, and then the president turned around without warning. Now, this was not on any schedule. At the same moment, reports surfaced that he's weighing decisive action against Iran. Israeli jets are already moving east. Something big is clearly unfolding, and the timing could not be more urgent. America's security depends on a president who refuses to let Iran obtain a nuclear weapon or choke the Strait of Hormuz. When Trump puts national duty ahead of even his own son's wedding, it shows the gravity of the threat. Weakness invites aggression. Strong leadership keeps our troops safe and protects energy routes that affect every American family at the pump. And of course, the deep state and the media will spin every move, but the facts are clear. Trump is restoring deterrence after years of failed appeasement that emboldened Tehran. Now, this moment decides whether Iran continues its terror sponsorship or finally faces real consequences. And while the world is watching the Persian Gulf, America's mineral security is also on the line. We have breaking news on America's critical mineral supply chain. The SAGA metal story just got even stronger. Less than 48 hours ago, SAGA released new information suggesting its radar project may be sitting on one of the largest titanium vanadium sites on the planet. Now, SAGA trades as SAGMF in the U.S. and SAGA in Canada. Now, to understand the scale, compare radar to China's Panzhihua deposit and state link system that's valued in the multi-billion-dollar range. It's also responsible for over 40% of global vanadium. Now, check out the in-depth interview with the CEO on this topic I did over the weekend. This matters because defense and energy independence require domestic resources, not reliance on our adversaries. And check the exclusive briefing link below, but it's only for Next News viewers. Now, back to the breaking developments in Washington. This is why the minerals angle strengthens our hand. Another signal just flashed. Dominoes into the Pentagon is seeing record orders, and Iran's entire airspace has gone dark. Now, these are the quiet indicators that operations are moving fast. So we have this from Bricks News. President Trump is frustrated and may be taking decisive action against Iran. That is according to Israeli media reports. So Trump's frustration is clear, and he just scrapped his entire New Jersey weekend. Trump has canceled his weekend stay at Bedminster as he boards Air Force One for a New York event. 47 will continue working nonstop at the White House. Instead, big moves could be on the horizon. Have a safe flight. So there's the president boarding Air Force One. Heading to D.C. instead of Bedminster. Senator Mike Lee sounding the alarm. Pray for President Trump. Not sure what's happening, but whatever issue brought him back to Washington must be serious. So President Trump also posting about his son's wedding. While I very much wanted to be with my son Don Jr. and the newest member of the Trump family, his soon-to-be wife Bettina, circumstances pertaining to government and my love for the United States of America do not allow me to do so. I feel it is important for me to remain in Washington, D.C. at the White House during this important period of time. Congratulations to Don and Bettina, President Donald J. Trump. So Mike Lee, though, calling for prayers over whatever just pulled Trump back. And here's the scene on the ground. Instead of following the original schedule, and this threw everybody for a loop today, the president's schedule usually is posted the night before the press gets their marching orders and waits for something to happen. We follow the schedule, and then all of a sudden the schedule completely changes. It's not unusual, but it happens. And but this is even more pressing given the circumstances with Iran and the deals that are happening. So instead of following the original schedule, chopper to Trump National in Bedminster, Trump has just stepped off Marine One, jumped back on Air Force One en route to D.C. Not part of the plan, which is causing a ton of speculation as to why. As usual, 47 also showed his support for our Marines, presenting one a challenge coin right there. So Trump is ditching the chopper, jumping on Air Force One. And again, we look at the post that he did make to Truth Social regarding his son, Don Jr. And he did mention this actually yesterday in the Oval Office. A reporter did ask if he was going to the wedding. And of course, President Trump, he did say that he had important things to address. We're going to get that audio for you in just a minute here. Let me just get that signal connected. But he did indicate at the White House that he did have big things happening, of course, with Iran and the United States, as we've been tracking repeatedly here. There's been deals going back and forth, negotiations back and forth. President Trump has not been happy with what Tehran has been putting on his desk as far as reading the first sentence and throwing these negotiations away. So President Trump did indicate to reporters that he was going to be staying behind. This was yesterday, so it's really not a shocker, but now we know exactly what was being said. Let's see if we can
just a small little private affair. And
attending your son's wedding this weekend, by the way?
He'd like me to go, but it's going to be just a small little private affair, and I'm going to try and make it. I'm in the midst. I said, this is not good timing for me. I have a thing called Iran and other things. That's one I can't win on. If I do attend, I get killed. If I don't attend, I get killed. By the fake news, of course, I'm talking about. No.
So President Trump, he already knew what was simmering, and now it's official. He's not going because of what's going on in Iran. And, of course, Ilhan Omar quickly jumping on that, giving Trump shit for not publicly committing to Don Jr.'s wedding in a foreign country. Ilhan Omar called him the worst parent in the world, but of course he is also the president of the free world, and his first allegiance, of course, is to keep the United States safe, and he did want to be with his son, but he is in the midst of a freaking war, Ilhan.
Do you think he should stay or he should go to the wedding?
I mean, I would think any parent would want to be there for their child's important day, and getting married is a pretty important day.
Okay. Even if there's a lot of other stuff going on, like a war and things like that. I mean,
well, he finds time to golf when there are important things that are happening, or walk around talking about the ballroom. So he certainly, if he really cared about his son and cared about being a family man, he would try to make time to go to his son's wedding.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course, the big question is, did you attend the wedding of your brother? Yeah, family is important, isn't it, Ilhan? But regardless of that fact, Democrats are attacking Trump over the wedding. Donald Trump Jr. and Bettina Anderson officially married ahead of the Bahamas wedding. So apparently they were already married. Now this is just the formal ceremony. So critics are piling on. News is reporting that fresh strikes are in the works. Axios reporting Trump is considering launching new strikes. Trump's messaging all week has been hinting it. Trump is seemingly telegraphing he is about to strike, which is normally not his modus operandi. Misdirection may be afoot. We shall see. He's gearing up for something that is for sure. This is the post from Axios. Trump convened a meeting with the senior national security team on the war with Iran this morning, seriously considering launching new strikes against Iran, barring a last-minute breakthrough in negotiations, sources say. So it appears that those negotiations have collapsed. Even Gaze for Trump coming out and saying, we're definitely going to bomb Iran. So speculation is running online. This is the video of President Trump racing back to the White House after canceling his weekend plans in New Jersey. Also canceled his Memorial Day plans. Apparently they're on standby. So something is big. CBS reporting intelligence team canceled their own Memorial Day plans, and the pizza orders in the Pentagon just spiked. Domino's Pizza, 1.4 miles from the Pentagon, experiencing a high spike in activity, reaching 167%. Pizzato Pizza, 2.2 miles, also a spike at 139%. Dokkan level 2 as of Friday evening with markets closed. So the Pentagon pizza activity climbing fast, which usually signals something big for a major operation. And also this update, we have this. Domino's is Dokkan level 1. Domino's Pizza is now at 227%. And Pizzato Pizza reporting high traffic at 167. So Domino's Pizza traffic is exceeding what was previously posted. So another extreme spike in Pentagon area deliveries. Meanwhile, Iran's airspace is clearing out. You can see, look at the air traffic is now closed. You can see it all being routed around these strike zones. Iranian airspace emptying fast. Fighter jets now reported moving east out of Israel. Israeli fighter jets reported over southern Syria heading east as Trump arrives at the White House, and the administration declares a press lid. So the lid is the last detail. It means Trump will not speak to any member of the press for the rest of the evening, as the fighter jets are now reported above Erbil in northern Iraq. That's the corridor. Northern Iraqi airspace is exactly where Israeli Air Force launched standoff missiles against Iran in the previous 2 rounds of fighting. Jets over Erbil fit that established method. So Israeli jets heading east currently, and Trump has ordered a lid. And now we have Iran's armed forces have entered the highest state of alert. Tehran is reacting to the same signals everyone else is tracking. So Iran's forces and GPS jamming is now blanketing the entire Persian Gulf. GPS jamming now blanketing the Persian Gulf. Latest GPS jam map shows high interference concentrated in 4 clusters: the Strait of Hormuz and Musan Dam Peninsula across the northern UAE and Oman. The southern Gulf coast is along the UAE and towards Qatar. The central Gulf over Bahrain and Saudi Arabia, eastern coast, northern Gulf over Kuwait City up to the Iraqi border. This is every major Gulf state hosting U.S. forces jammed at once. Bahrain hosts the U.S. Fifth Fleet, Qatar hosts the Al Udeid Air Base, and UAE, Kuwait, and Saudi all host American assets. GPS jamming on this scale is the electronic signature of a major operation in motion. Combined with the dark tankers, the eastbound Israeli jets, and Iran's highest alert, the whole theater is now active. So Iran's armed forces are entering their highest state of alert. Tehran reacting to the same signals. The jamming covers every major Gulf state hosting U.S. forces. Trump's motorcade officially rolling back into the White House grounds. That is the scene. That is actually direct. That is a camera shot angle right from the Secret Service gate entry point where the press enters. That's where I normally enter. Not exactly that door, but a door just to, well, it would be to the left of that door. So that's facing the north lawn. President Trump, and this is right there at the main entrance, which I've never seen the president arrive through that entrance before. Normally he touches down via Marine One, but he came in through the motorcade and entered the White House through the front door. So the aerial picture shifting though in real time. KC-130R straddle tankers turning their transponders back on, now visible over central Israel. The CK-46 Pegasus over southern Iraq turned its transponder off, going dark, exactly where the strike package would stage before crossing into Iranian airspace. Observers report higher than average radar and GPS jamming across the UAE and the Gulf of Oman. The aircraft going dark is one of the closest to Iran. The one over Israel is back to normal visibility. So, U.S. tankers turning off transponders heading east, and now we have initial reports of fighter jets over Baghdad. Mario Nafal reports initial reports of fighter jets heard above Baghdad, capital of Iraq. Iraqi airspace corridor between Israel and Iran. Jets over Baghdad fit the pattern of an eastward strike package moving towards Iranian territory. Squadron of Israeli jets reportedly flying over the West Bank, heading east in the direction of Iran. The squadron movement stacks directly on top of everything else in motion. U.S. tankers airborne, transponders off, heading to the Gulf. Western Iran airspace closed. GPS jamming over the UAE. Heavy air traffic over Eilat. So this is all happening right now in real time as President Trump cancels all of his events, including his going to his own son's wedding with respect to handle what appears to be a complete breakdown in negotiations with Iran. As we've been reporting all week, President Trump has been frustrated with the outcome of these negotiations, and he said that we are locked and loaded. If you guys don't come to the table with a deal, we are going to go in and we're going to finish the game, and we're going to get the nuclear dust. We're going to shut it down. We're going to make sure that you have no opportunity to negotiate moving forward. Just several weeks back, President Trump also declaring that bridges and power plant day would occur. That never happened, so it could be possible that that very same action that was declared weeks and weeks ago is now back on the table. So we might see some big shock and awe scenarios breaking just overnight. So please, we'll keep you posted as anything happens. But Israeli jets are now reported over Baghdad, the West Bank heading east. GPS jamming blankets the entire Persian Gulf. Iran forces on the highest alert. Tanker aircraft gone dark near strike corridors. Trump returning to the Situation Room ready. So the administration's made clear Iran will not keep nuclear capability. Every indicator points to action that could reshape the region in America's favor. So President Trump, he is once again putting America first by staying in Washington and keeping every option on the table. And this is the leadership that restores strength and protects our future. So share this video right now. This is breaking news. Comment with your thoughts and subscribe for real-time updates. Now my question is, do you believe Trump should strike Iran if needed? Do you think that this is the end game? Do you think this is going to be completely wrapped up? The Iran war will be buttoned up by tomorrow morning? Let me know what your thoughts are. And if you haven't done so, make sure you text raw feed. This is one of those moments where you need to be on the list. Text the words raw feed to 844-840-4963. This is how you bypass the algorithm. You get direct updates from me right to your phone when it matters most, like now. And check out the Next News merch shelf if you want to support our work here. America 250 is on the horizon. It's right below the video. Our strength comes from staying informed, standing together behind decisive action that keeps America safe and free. And we'll see you at the next report.
The system controls information. Information control is power. I want you to see this. Truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.